I cordially invite Professor Nirmali Pallevatta, the Honours Degree Program Coordinator.
Thank you very much, Rochelle and Bees, for inviting me. I'll switch on my video very quickly, but I'll switch it off again because I need to share my screen. I think we better move on fast because I can see that we are losing the audience rapidly because we've, I think, gone over time. So let me quickly say hello to everybody. I think, okay, you can see me, right?
Yes, madam.
Yeah, okay, right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I think people who I taught in the first year, the dear students who are here would have seen me there. I don't teach you in the second year. But let me quickly go on to my presentation. I will start screen sharing, Rochelle, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Then pay on either.
Oh, madam.
Madam, we can see you. Yes, thanks.
Okay, right. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. And Professor Vikramasinghe and my colleagues at the department, of course, the Bees organizers and the students who are all listening to me, thank you very much. This is the Business and Environment Program. And as this is different from all the other 3 previous degrees that you heard about, because this, as you can see, I have put in brackets, is industry oriented, right? And I'm Nirmali Pallevatta, and my student, the former student who is now a graduate, is Lalitra Vikramasinghe, who will talk about this program and his, his experiences, right? Now, why should we teach this? Why did we do this? Because this is, as Professor Vikramasinghe said, the latest degree to be introduced to the department, and it joins a similar range of industry-themed degrees offered by the departments of mathematics, statistics, plant sciences, chemistry, which are going towards industry. And why did we do this? Because as early as 2012, we realized that there was a need for science-based graduates to go and work in Sri Lankan industry, because this is obviously, nearly more than 8 years ago, that there was this emerging global trend that we in Sri Lanka could not escape from, that the industries had to become sustainably oriented, right? Even the SDGs were not in place at that time, right? So this is why. So, all right, this is just a brief overview of what the basis of this industry, of this degree is all about. The base of this business and environment degree is sustainable development, right? And obviously you can't just say sustainable development. You can actually measure how you're moving towards it by looking at your contribution to the sustainable development goals. There are 17 SDGs put forward in 2015. And so this degree is actually contributing towards how science-based graduates can help industries to move along the pathway of the SDGs and overall sustainable development pathway, the contributions to SDGs, sustainable pathways of Sri Lanka, right? Thank you. So then, just very quickly, cutting edge. We are cutting edge in sustainable development, right? And we teach a range of tools, techniques for attaining the SDGs. Definitely keeping up with all the latest trends, because this is the newest degree. And unless the world is moving very fast now towards meeting the SDGs in all its forms, and that is why this degree has to keep on, continuously keeping up with it. And as you can see, no matter what anybody said, when COVID-19 came, everybody started thinking about sustainable development, right? And that pathway on which that we were traveling so far, only thinking about GDPs and money and this and that, was not exactly correct, right? And it builds teamwork, communication skills, independent learning, and trains you for the world of work in novel approaches, and introduces you to Sri Lankan industry and internationally renowned specialists. I'm not just saying this because this is my experience of being the coordinator of this program over the past 3 years, and specifically over the last year, when we faced so many challenges, I realized what was possible. And let me tell you very quickly, this is, okay, look at the academic program. This degree is different. It's not just research, publication oriented. And I mean, please, right, my other colleagues who are listening in, please don't think that I'm, trying to say anything bad about it. Far from it. I'm a member of this department, and I invite all of you who are listening, the students, please come and join our department and do the degree that you want to select. What I'm trying to highlight is that this degree is a deep dive into sustainable development, right? Not into only a particularly focused area, right? So please see, I'm only trying to highlight the difference of an industry themed degree from the other types of degrees, right? So take your handbook, the students who are listening, and you can see what the courses are. I only highlighted here the ones that I think need your attention. Business environment, etc. I don't need to read these out to you, but this group project, case studies, right? They are very important and unique also for this degree program. Then we have sustainable tourism, and the other three, environmental economics, business accounting, human resource management, entirely taught by visiting lecturers. And in fact, another important feature of this degree is that a significant proportion of the teachers of the academic program are from industry and from other universities, lecturers who are specialists in those areas. Because remember, this is the Faculty of Science, and our science faculty does not have all the experts, right, to teach all the topics that we have in this degree program. Therefore, we do have to get them, and more than that, what is most important is that the students who come to this degree interact with the industry personnel, specialists, right, mid to senior level managers right from the start of their course. And that is why, and of course, there are some common courses. I can say climate change done by Professor Lokupitiya, some courses that are done commonly with environmental science, some with zoology special, right? And of course, offered by other departments as well. And the one below, right, very important, is entrepreneurship, which is offered by the Department of Plant Sciences and taken by the students of this degree program. The unique feature of this program is that it has a full-time industrial training and industrial research project at level 4, right? Now, here I have to tell you, we actually don't like to take too many students, right? I know the handbook, Professor Vikramasinghe, I think the handbook now says 15, right? Am I right? Hello?
Yes, madam, I think, I think we have changed it, madam.
Yes, I know, right? But even then, as I told you last year during this COVID selection time, COVID time selection, I would prefer to have a little less number, because, it's not a good idea to have too many people just turning out and without paying attention to the quality of the work that they have done, right? So if you want to have quality graduates, you cannot handle too many, students doing a particular specialization. And remember, it's also important to target them to specific areas rather than just taking them and after graduating, just letting them loose, right? The important is, look at the second bullet point. This is the point at which, because there's a huge range of topics that you can choose from, that students select what is it that they want to focus on in their immediate career, right? Whether they will go on that for the rest of their lives, I cannot say, because the world is such that there's so much flexibility. However, it obviously is a research project with a focus. Focus means it's based, grounded in sustainable development. And also there is a research project now. When we first started in 2017, there was no research project, but the faculty, in order to make it into an honors degree, introduced the 6-credit research project. Plus we have a group project and a case studies that are also basically research based, right? The first set of projects was completed in March 2020, because we only started this from the batch that just graduated, right? And they are now, doing developing their publications and doing that. And now I see, after, handling the second set of research projects is now going on. They will finish in end of April, that there are far newer areas and more new unique approaches and with some international collaborations that we can now do in the set that will start their research projects from April 2021. That is what I wanted to highlight, that because this has evolved from what it was in 2017. This is a group project. Just to very quickly, go on, because I think we've taken enough time, just examples. Because now, okay, just let me go there, because why did I put this up? This is not just a field trip. This is their group project where they looked at the visitor perceptions and the factors affecting visitor management, and from a range of stakeholders, including the Department of Wildlife and the tourism operators, the jeep drivers, etc., etc. We did in 2017 and 2018 and also 2019, right? Because that was the Kaudulla National Park, right? And of course, these are some just photographs, because they've also taken. This was handled by an external visiting lecturer, Dr. Sumit Pelapitiya, and that is why they are also doing their pointing their fingers, because they're studying the elephants as well. And field surveys, these are examples of the Patanagala and the field surveys that they did as part of that, And definitely the bottom picture, this is Kalawaya National Park, where they looked at the protected area management plan, right, that needed to be drawn up, and looked at the factors that affected Kalawaya National Park, right, which has a very, very large and important herd of elephants, and looked at the way the human-elephant conflict was affecting, right, the park management strategies, as well as the perceptions of the stakeholders, the communities that were interacting with the park's boundaries, right? And Kalawaya has, as you can see, come into a lot of public attention over the past few weeks, I think, because of the elephant-human deaths conflict, right? Then this is the unique group project that we did in 2019, because we got an opportunity. This is a first for Sri Lankan Airlines and also for this degree, right? Where they invited our students to come and do their group project there, to look at their overall sustainability practices and to highlight, do a study, analyze, and show the factors that were affecting the work of the entire Sri Lankan Airlines operation, including their airlines. And you can see the pictures right here, because they looked at the waste management on inside an aircraft when it landed. Luckily, this was all before the COVID period, right? Sri Lankan Airlines was very, very nice, and they gave a very nice separate office for these students to go and work there. This is the office that they are working, a laptop, gave them food, etc., etc. And of course, I have to say, luckily, we managed to do 95% of the work before the COVID-19 lockdown came. And after that, of course, they completed the project and submitted the report. They're very happy with it. And the students who are now in their level 4, this is a level 3 course, they are going to be invited to make a presentation to their senior management, because they found the report very useful. Sustainable tourism, right? We take them to as a experience, right? Okay, as to go to the high-end hotel operators, hotel and tour operators, to show them what is really eco-tourism, right? Not just the greenwashing that you see mostly in this country, and who are the types of tourists who come to them. Now, of course, in the COVID era and the post-COVID immediate era, tourism has taken a great hit, and there are obviously very, very few tourists. But I would like to remind everybody, and I'm sure they all know this, my colleagues here at least, the future, at least in the short term or until COVID becomes a very manageable disease, is not in mass tourism. It lies with small group, far more ecologically friendly tourism. So therefore, these types of operators are going to go up again, right? Right now, they don't have very many visitors. They still have some numbers, but they will, right? These are the tourism experiences, of going along, looking at what the operators are saying, right? And then they also have many hotel high-end operators have sustainability programs that go beyond just their tourism, getting their visitors in and giving them a good environmentally friendly experience. These are just pictures taken from them, right? And the other project, there are two projects here, project development and environmental economics, right? Where they both, there's a practical component in environmental economics, which is taught entirely by two visiting lecturers. They looked at what are the successes and failures in a management system of a small tank cascade system in Anuradhapura, and a very different project which is under the environmentally sensitive areas project of the UNDP and the Ministry of Environment at Manayavakanda Forest Reserve, right? I'm just running through a quick. Now, how did we adapt to the COVID-19 lockdown? In fact, when this happened, as all my colleagues who are listening in know, we were all kind of thrown into a chaotic situation. But I think, we adapted very well, far better than I thought was possible. Now, we have successfully migrated and done the work online, taught them. And what was amazing to me was, because of the risks of exposing students to COVID-19, and we had to work within the guidelines given by the health ministry and the university, and I also cannot risk exposing my students to unnecessary COVID-19 exposure, right? We completed all industrial training and research projects very successfully, I would say, given the circumstances, right? Of course, I invite all of you, we are giving another program on the 27th of March, which will be again conducted through BEES and going live, because we planned that before this program came on board. So let me go down very quickly and give chance. These are our online experiences, because we managed to get a lot more people to talk to us, to the students of the BNE program from all parts of the world and from within Sri Lanka on a wide range of topics, which I would never have been able to do if I had to get them all come to the University of Colombo, right? And these are the opportunities. I told you there is the industrial training and research. These are some of the places to which they have already gone and will be going also again. And, it's examples of the experiences that the students have had. And this is one of my former students who just graduated last year. She was looking at the food waste management program, right? And that became a very important piece of work that is done, and she's writing it up now. And right, the current students, right, who are now going to complete their work, this is what they are doing. And I want to tell you very quickly, this program is not just about going into industry. It is also supporting students to become, I'm sorry about the background noise, to become entrepreneurs, set up their own businesses through the products and services that they have developed during their industrial training. And I can see there's at least one project that is going that way, but I think there's like to be another one. It's, we will probably hear about it later on. And these are the, examples. Please join us again on the 27th. And yeah, okay. And actually, since time is running out, I'd like to invite Lalitra. Lalitra, there are a few more slides if you would like to join in, right? Lalitra Vikramasinghe is a graduate of the last year's batch, right? He graduated, and these are just the other opportunities that we got. And these are the people who graduated up to last year, up to 2020, right? And you can find us on this and the LinkedIn page. And this is my contact number, as well as that of Hashini Vikramasinghe, the demonstrator. You can send me an email or call me if you wish. So Lalitra, over to you. Shall I stop screen sharing?
Yes, madam.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
Hello, Rochelle. Can I show my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yeah. It might go
okay. Okay. Hi. Good morning, all of you. Thank you very much to invite this valuable opportunity. Thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much, Biz. So I'm really sorry about my webcam it's not working. There's some technical problem with my laptop. So okay, I believe you all can hear me and you can see my screen. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I am Lalitra. Yes, madam.
Lalitra Peno, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I'm Lalitra Vikramasinghe. I am from second batch of the BNE Business and Environment degree program. Now I'm working in Coca-Cola Beverages Sri Lanka Limited. So as a public executive of Public Affairs, Communication and Sustainability Department in the Coca-Cola Beverages. So I'm joined to Coca-Cola as a trainee to finish my research and industrial training. So after my successive research and training program, they absorbed me to the organization. So that situation, I opened my huge range of the sustainability program in the Sri Lanka and the beyond the Sri Lanka. So, but now I'm absorbing their knowledge actually. This is not the local organization, the company. There's a huge potential to engage with other countries. So I completed my research sometime during my industrial training. I got many experience inside from the company. Actually, not only sustainability work. So because they are actually currently doing some solar projects, women empowerment project, waste recycling project, water storage project, so many sustainable development goals relating program inside the Coca-Cola company. So after the observing to the company, I opened my career to huge sustainability potential because I'm not talking about the Sri Lanka actually. They are distributed in 204 countries in the world. Now we are connecting each other to share our knowledge and ideas. That really huge opportunities to me to develop my future careers. So I get in this experience because of the business and environment degree program. I really glad to say this my future. I spend huge opportunity to do my career life. So actually reason is the business and environment program. So actually I want to play a simple video clip about the business and environment program. Everyone can get some simple idea, current idea, the basic idea about this program.
Thank you very much, Peace, and all the students, and of course, the head of the department and my colleagues for listening in. I also wanted to say, I forgot to say this, that this program, the development of this program was heavily contributed to by our former head of the department, Professor Dillucci De Silva, who did a lot of the background work as way back as 2012, 2013. And also Professor Devaka Veerakonda, he's not here now because he's supervising an exam. And therefore, right. So I want to say that, I know, right, okay, that there will be, that they contribute to this, and Dr. Zayuma Vitarana and Dr. Devanmini Halvathura also people who have started teaching on this program. So I think, Rochelle, we'll have to stop there because the video got stuck, no?
Yes, madam.
Yeah, okay. Right, thank you. And Lalitra, I think the video got stuck, but we will play this. Please, Bees and everybody, the organizers, give some publicity to the 27th event. So we will play the whole video, okay? Right, so yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear madam and Mr. Lalitra, for this detailed presentation. Again, so let's quickly move on to the Q&A session. So we have got a few questions. Is there any schedule to increase the number of students will be taken for 4-year honors degree programs?
Well, I don't know whether I can answer that question. Deepti, perhaps you can, but I think you heard everybody who's listening. Nikan lamai aragana wedi karala oy wedi hariyanne. Hari, you have to decide whether you really want. That's what I'm trying to say. I think all my other colleagues also said, right? They use the word passion. You need to really decide, where do I want to go, right? I mean, you know, the time has come now, you all are no longer small children. So whether you want to do a research oriented degree or you want to sort of go more towards the industry oriented one, and just increasing numbers is going to be very difficult. What do you think, Deepti? I don't know about, I can't talk for other people, right? Because the bottleneck comes in the most crucial area, which is the point, which is the industrial research project and the training program. Because I want to tell, you know, that I don't just wait asking the students just to find out. I ask them first, they have to be trained as independent learners, and then I seek out the companies. You know, so it's not easy to get good quality. They go to the best possible in the companies in Sri Lanka. Deepti, what do you think? Deepti? Madam, no other? Now, Rochelle, she may have got disconnected or whatever. Yeah, doesn't matter. That, I mean, you heard my answer, right? Because now this year we have 12 students, and you know, we have to ensure that they get the highest quality industrial training and do the highest quality research project, because the evaluation measure, the standards of examination are the same. Please don't think that the 4-year industry theme, business and environment, has lower standards. Certainly not. It has the same standards by which you are evaluated as in the research oriented, academic oriented, other 3 streams.
Thank you very much, madam. And one more question. Can we do higher studies like PhDs after doing industry oriented degree program?
Of course. I think Professor Mayuri Vijayasinghe and even I think Arundhati and maybe even Professor Udagama said, it depends on what you want to do, because there is a research project that you do in your final year, right? So if you are interested, this is a question that I get asked very much because I know we say industry theme. If you are interested, certainly, because already there are people who graduated in the first batch, right? They didn't have a research project, but now they want to go on to do higher studies and they are getting ready for that, right? And certainly the people who graduated last year with an industry-based research project, they have now done a project. They are also going to publish, right, their findings in, the kinds of journals that develop, that are based on sustainable development. And they are also obviously very suited if they want to do it. Definitely, there is no stopping you, right? It depends. I can't remember, right? So if you want to do it, you can do it, definitely, because you have a research project component here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, madam. So we would like to share the email addresses of the speakers today. So Vihanga will share the email addresses. So if you have any questions and if you want to know further information, so you can contact our academic staff and graduates who spoke today.